welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley, and today I'm finally talking about this particular watercolor brand. I've been putting it off. It's like bumped down the entire month. I was gonna post it every Monday and I haven't posted it. So we're gonna be talking about CSY Watercolors. These captured me on Amazon. You scroll, if you type in handmade watercolors, just watercolors, you're gonna probably come across this brand. And it's very attention grabbing. It's very inexpensive, which is part of the attention. And then the packaging itself for a handmade watercolor is very well branded. So I expected these to perform very, very well, but we're gonna get into this and I'll show you. I have talked about that one metallic set in my All About Metallics video. So if you haven't seen that, you can check that out. I'm gonna talk a little bit about them today too. But these are the not metallic ones. So these are all the other CSY watercolors that I have. And if you can tell just by looking at these how these are, gonna perform, please let me know in the comments below if you have an idea. But anyways, so we're going to swatch all of these. I'm gonna paint with them. I'm going to talk about this brand. And yeah, let's just dive into CSY. So let's flip the camera around and get to painting. All right, so the ones that you've seen on this channel, the metallic set, this is, I'll put it on the screen what the name of this particular set is, but this was like around $11 for 6 paints. And then I got 2 other sets. One of them did not come in a palette, in a tin. I got the neon set and I got some other random ones. So I think, here we go. These are the neons right here. And then this is the other random ones that I got. And I think I have names on them. Yeah, that one's Potter's Pink. Yeah, we're gonna go through and swatch these, but that one's Neon Pink. These are magneted down. Okay. All right, so these are the selection of CSY paints that I own. And again, these are very inexpensive on Amazon, probably some of the cheapest you can get. And for them to be handmade and cheap, I should have seen the red flags. But anyways, the packaging and the branding, I was overwhelmed with when I opened it. The outer packaging, the brand logo on the bottom of the pans, I was pretty impressed. And that's about as far as it went. Let me get a fresh piece of paper here. If you're curious what this is, it is a color changing pigment salt that I used, and from another company. This is actually a handmade company. I'm not saying these aren't, I don't know, I'm suspicious. Anyways, but I'm gonna be doing a review on this brand soon. Very, very excited about that one. Okay, so I need a water cup. So I'm going to start off with the metallics because this is as good as it's going to get. And you've seen these if you watched that video. So now, these are not the best metallics out there, but they are the best that this brand offers. They have quite a bit of pigment. They have plenty of shine too. They are a little bit like goopy, but for a metallic, I don't mind it. So let's swatch these real quick just so you can see. Like I said, this, not bad. And especially for $11, you can get it on Amazon. I haven't tried the other sets of metallics, but this specific one, it works. So there are the metallics, and once they're dry, I'll show you this shine that they do put off. So, okay, now that that's out of the way, let's move on. I'm going to turn that down just a smidge. I'm going to wet these neons. Now, I have only swatched these. I was very disappointed in the swatches, but actually I'm just going to go ahead and wet all of them, because if you haven't noticed, they are cracked. These seem to crack very easily, and they tend to break off and flake and just kind of fall apart. But let's go ahead and get some water on those. So when I swatched these the first time, I was very disappointed in the pigment, the amount of pigment in it. So let's try again and hope for a better result. All right, so let's start with the neons. Here is the neon blue. All right, here we go. This could be worse. All right, and the neon purple. All right. That one's not bad. Not a huge fan of the texture of them, but those two have some pigment. This one feels like a rock that is not softening at all. This is what I was talking about. The pigment is just not there on that one. Let's see what the pink does. They look like, I don't know. They're just not, the quality is not there on these. I mean, you can see a difference between those and those. All right, let's see. This one's been sitting in water for a little bit. Oh, wow. Okay, when I swatched this the last time, it didn't have this much. I think letting it set in water has definitely helped, but it's very gummy. Like the texture's not the greatest. All right, let's try the red. That one's got some pigment to it. Okay, and this one, pretty color. Not quite as much pigment as I would like. And then here's the green. Yeah, the yellow, pink, green, and orange are definitely the lighter ones as far as pigment load. Okay, so we're gonna move on from the neons and go to their just normal colors. And let's see what we've got here. This is Crimson Lake. That is just about the worst performing watercolor. Like, that's worse than some kid sets. So my issue, my beef with CSY is the huge inconsistency in the colors and paints. Some of them can be good, some of them can be okay, some of them are just downright awful. Those two, just awful. Let's see what this blue one looks like. I can't get it. Come here. This is, there's not a name on this one. It feels like I'm rubbing my brush on plastic. Kind of like, oh my gosh, that's why, right there. Look at that. It feels like, all my girls out there, you know those little kid makeup sets that are actually plastic. That's what this feels like. It feels like a kid's makeup set where you're not actually getting any product off. So this is a paint version of that. It's a kid's paint where you don't actually get paint. All right. And then we get pigment in another one. Like I just don't understand the inconsistencies. And so then that has pigment. Since I talk about paints on my channel and I review paints and I kind of let you know what's out there and show you what's good and bad, the issue I have with this brand is, see, look, and then there's one like that, is if I were to review a set of CSYs that were really good, and then you get a different color that is nothing like it, then you bought that on my recommendation, and it's a piece of junk. And so the inconsistencies in the colors is just a really big issue for me. So, buyer beware when seeing these on Amazon. They are enticing on Amazon and they're cheap. So you're like, well, I'll just give it a try. This one's super gummy. But see if I can fit 2 more in here. These got bigger than those. I'm not sure what happened. It's because they had more pigment. I wanted to make them bigger. Yeah, the yellows don't want to do anything. Look at that. Well, that yellow did, but this one and the neon, like that's just sad. So that's my issue with CSY, and I've been wanting to talk about, see, and then you get pigment. That's a pretty color, and this is a pretty color, and that one, but then you have some, I don't understand if they can make paints with pigment, why do they do these awful ones too? So I'm very curious if you've tried this brand, CSY from Amazon, and if you've had good experience with them. Like I said before, the metallics, this specific set anyway, since there's huge consistencies, I can't say all their metallics are good because I haven't tried them. So this specific set, how they are slightly gummy, but they are shiny and pigmented. So if you are wanting some inexpensive, like this is the cheapest metallics I've been able to find, this specific one does work. And I like the packaging and I like the branding. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try and paint something. I have not tried to actually paint something with them. So let's do that. And the paper that I'm going to be using is Meeden watercolor paper cold press, 100% cotton. This is a 5x7. I've been testing this paper out and so far I like it. Okay, so what should I paint is the question. With these colors, what should I paint? There's not a good green. All I have is that neon because I was going to do like a little landscape, but how about some poppies? Poppies sound good. I like poppies. Again, I don't have green, but okay. So I'm going to take this red, one of the colors that I actually think is pretty. And then I'm going to take this yellow. I think this is the one that had color. It's permanent orange yellow. Pretty. Okay. Kind of doing some loose poppy. I don't have a black for the center, but let's just see how these will bleed into each other. It's so crazy how like this really just feels like plastic. And then it starts cracking and pieces come off. Like, it's just so weird. Okay, let's do one here. Okay, so the only green I have is this neon. I'm gonna soak this. I mean, I have kind of metallic greens, but I need a dark color for the center. I wonder if I can mix any of these. Let's take this one because it was dark. I need a green to mix it with though. Let's see. And then the blue was dark. Oh, that makes a beautiful purple. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see if I can get any of this neon green. Okay. All right, and I'm going to take this neon green and keep mixing it with this to make a stem color. They do seem to mix, which is good. These are really thick stems. Didn't quite mean to do that. Put a little bit more of that. Just having a hard time getting any of this green. All right, so we got some poppies here. I'm gonna put in a little bit detail. Looks like there's a little bit of granulation in that red. Yeah, I don't recommend these. They're not a joy to paint with at all. I feel like I'm fighting with them. I don't like the texture of them. I just don't really have much good to say other than the metallics. It's funny, there's quite a bit of granulation in that. What color is that? Red. All right, let's see how it'll splatter. Let's see, what other color was there that I do like how vibrant that is, because it's technically a neon, but it's not really neon, but it is very vibrant. So like that red is pretty and it's granulating, which is kind of cool. I'm not a fan of the texture of it. Let's see. I want a more pigmented green. Looking at my swatches to see what we got here. I don't know why I'm using the filbert. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit of another, whoo, that was another one that's pigmented. Kind of splatter that about. All right, so it's too much. So there's that. Not the best painting I've done, but just really quick flowers. Yeah, so there's CSY. If you've tried this brand, please let us know in the comments what your experience is with them and what set you have. So you can help out everybody in the comments below, kind of letting us know what to steer clear of. But the neons, definite pass for me. Metallics, okay if you don't want to spend any more. And the rest of like just the normal colors, I would say no. There's like 2 of them that I like and 1 of the neons that I like. So, and I use the word like very loosely. I like it as in it's actually usable. The rest of them, not so much. So, all right, guys, but that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that I either saved you money or entertained you. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Granulation.